treat her like a lady. And she'll always bring you home.
All I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by.
A girl can tell.
Why do people have to call inanimate objects she? Like, she's a fast ship.
He is not an inanimate object. He's so animate, he makes me nervous.
When I get my hands on the headquarters genius that assigned me a female yeoman.
What's the matter, Jim? Don't you trust yourself?
I've already got a female to worry about. Her name's the Enterprise.
Out of orbit, Mr. Spock. Seems strange with no navigator until he...
The Enterprise knows where she's going, Mr. Hansen.
Which wants and desires of yours are not fulfilled?
We want the Enterprise.
The Enterprise is not a want or a desire. It is a mechanical device.
No, it's a beautiful lady, and we love her.
Illogical, illogical.
When I told one of the Alices that the Enterprise was a lovely lady and we loved her, she said, Norman, coordinate. Why Norman?
It's the constellation. Look at that. She may have been wrecked by whatever destroyed these solar systems.
She was attacked. Red alert, red alert, man your battle stations.
You're getting dangerously close to the planet killer.
I intend to get a lot closer. I'm gonna ram her right down that thing's throat. The ship is yours. You can feel her. And the stars are still there, Bones.
Captain Kirk, to the bridge, please.
What kind of luck have you had controlling the ship's speed?
No, sir. She's a projectile at warp 9. And don't ask me what's holding her together.
5-minute report, Scotty. Kirk out.
I've cut back power, but we continue to gain momentum.
Mr. Sulu, she's not answering the helm, sir. 2 minutes right ascension off course and drifting farther, Captain.
Orbital velocity.
Steady as she goes, Mr. Sulu. Maintain orbit.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Hold together, little darling, hold together.
The Enterprise is pulling her biggest practical joke of all. And this time the joke's on the Romulans, the same Romulan ships that damaged the Enterprise.
Are you suggesting that the Enterprise is seeking revenge?
What else?
The only starship in interception range is the Enterprise. Ready or not, she launches in 12 hours. They gave her back to me, Scotty.
Gave her back, sir? I doubt it was that easy with Nagura.
You're right.
You wanted her back. You got her.
Take her out, Mr. Savick.
Aye, sir.
Enterprise will wait. She's not going anywhere.
She can still outrun us and outgun us. But there is the Mutara Nebula at 153 Mark IV.
There she is. There she is. Not so wounded as we were led to believe. So much the better.
These are the continuing voyages of the starship Enterprise. Her ongoing mission to explore strange new worlds.
She's supposed to have transwarp drive. Aye. And if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a wagon.
Come, Mr. Scott. Young minds, fresh ideas. Be dawned.
As promised, she's all yours, sir. All systems automated and ready.
A chimpanzee and 2 trainees could run her.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. I'll try not to take that personally.
Estimating Genesis 2.9 hours present speed.
Can we hold speed, Scotty?
Aye, she's got her second wind now.
Let's see what she's got.
Shakedown cruise report. I think this new ship was put together by monkeys. Oh, she's got a fine engine, but half the doors won't open. And guess whose job it is to make it right?
All I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by.
Melville, John Masefield.
Chekhov! I've lost a bird of prey. She must have cloaked.
Raise shields.
But the shuttle.
Do it.
In order to lower and raise the shields as quickly as possible, we're going to forgo the tractor beam and fly her in manually.
Manually. How often have you done this?
Actually, it's my first attempt.
Get out! You keep!
She's out here somewhere.
But if she is cloaked?
Then all we have is a neutron radiation surge, and by the time we're close enough to record it, we're ashes.
On the stern, 1.5 impulse power.
Back off! Back off!
Cut. Pakos.
What's she waiting for?
In range?
Not yet, sir.
Come on, come on.
She'll fly apart.
Fire apart then!
Captain's log, stardate 42609.1. Varley's request was prompted by dangerous malfunctions which have been plaguing our sister ship. Perhaps with both crews working together, we can eliminate the problems before our presence is detected by the Romulans. For the moment, I have other duties. Blonde or brunette? She's a lady, all right. And her name is Enterprise. Sounds like a working girl to me.
Most unusual.
I served with him as an ensign. Sure wish he'd been in command of this victory. Wind and sail. That's the proper way to move a ship. She cracked a spar when the Enterprise was shaken, but otherwise I think she weathered it quite nicely.
She's beautiful. Wonderful testimony to simpler times.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You've been offered the Melbourne.
I've decided not to pursue that commission at this time.
She's a fine ship, Will.
Yes, but she's not the Enterprise.
The Enterprise? I should have known. I bet Jim Kirk himself hauled the old gal out of mothballs to come looking for me.
This is your Enterprise.
I actually served on two. This was the first. She was also the first ship I ever served on as chief engineer. It's like the first time you fall in love. You don't ever love a woman quite like that again.
What do you think of the Enterprise, D?
She's a beauty with a good crew.
She's not much to look at.
Laddie, every woman has her own charm. You just have to know where to look for it. A fine ship, a credit to her name. But I've always found that a ship is only as good as the engineer who takes care of her. And from what I can see, the Enterprise is in good hands.
This is the first Starship Enterprise in 30 years without James T. Kirk in command. How do you feel about that, sir?
Oh, just fine. I'm glad to be here to send her on her way.
And what have you been doing since you retired?
Keeping busy.
Thanks to Captain Kirk.
Kirk here! I don't know how much longer I can hold it together.
I'm gonna miss this ship. She went before her time.
To the Phoenix. May she rest in peace.
There she is.
Here
Beautiful. All right, take a look.
Well. What have we got here?
So much for the Enterprise E.
We barely knew her.
You think they'll build another one?
Plenty of letters left in the alphabet. She's a predator.
We have to convince them that the Federation does not represent a threat to them. What if they don't believe us?
That's why I asked for the Defiant. She may have flaws, but she has teeth.
I've heard a lot about the Defiant. I'm looking forward to seeing her in operation.
I don't think you'll be disappointed. She's a fine ship.
With a fine crew.
At ease, Mr. Worf. I was sorry to hear about the Enterprise. She was a good ship.
Yes, sir.
All I ask is a tall ship and a load of contraband to fill her with.
This is a fine ship. But it is my duty to keep her functioning at peak proficiency.
Mr. Worf, you're in love. With the Defiant.
You exaggerate.
105 years, 1 month, 12 days ago.
A Friday.
What was the Enterprise doing?
She was orbiting one of the old deep space stations, K7, near the Klingon border.
Anything yet?
Should be here any minute. Running a little late.
This is no way to start a relationship.
She's here.
On screen.
Looks just like her.
Let's hope she fights like her. I relieve you, sir.
I stand relieved. She's all yours, Ben. You have a fine ship here.
She has some big shoes to fill. Hello, ship.
All decks report condition blue, Captain.
Put her down, Mr. Barris.
That's about 4 billion miles a second.
Think I could take her out for a spin?
Well,
The impulse reactor's running hot. We're heading for an overload.
Give it all she's got. Full thrusters.
No effect. Reactors at critical.
Abort! Steady as she goes.
I believe the captain's order was steady as she goes.
Full speed ahead.
She's beautiful. And fast. Warp 4.5 next Thursday. Neptune and back in 6 minutes.
Take her out, Mr. Mayweather. Straight and steady.
The LX-02.
She'll be ready to launch in 14 months.
What kind of armaments will she have?
Same complement of weapons that you'll have once the retrofit is done.
Captain Star Log, November 27th, 2154. We've returned home for the official launch of our sister ship, Columbia.
She's a thing of beauty.
Columbia's virtually identical to Enterprise.
A good engineer can see the differences.
To the Kumari.
She was a fine ship with a good crew.
I was in command for 12 years. The first ship of her class.
This is the final cruise of the Starship Enterprise under my command. This ship and her history will shortly become the care of another crew. To them and their posterity will we commit our future.